All right, let's get going. Hey, everybody. Hi, I'm Joshua, and this is what I call a lunch break roguelike, which is turning to be a small series where I work on a roguelike style video game over my lunch break. You can see the page behind my head here. It's open source if you want to check it out. It's at github.com/Joshua Skelly/lunch-break-rl. This series really isn't necessarily meant to be a tutorial, but it's just kind of me working on and solving problems while making a video game. And it happens to have taken a turn and become um, a game that you can play from Twitch, or at least I'm building parts that you can do that with. That's what kind of my little intro was. And yeah, if you want to find it, if you want to have like how we do the Twitch integration is with this observer. It's going to be a Python package. It's a Python package now. It's going to be on PyPy here, maybe in the near future, but it just adds simple Twitch handling through Python. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to follow along at home, I tag every single at the end of every episode, I tag the end of every episode for the beginning of the next. So I think we can do something like get tag. And yeah, so if you check out EP8, the code will be synced up with mine right here. If not, you can just kind of sit back and just listen to me ramble and talk about, I guess, programming and problem solving. I guess a small, I guess not a little thing I had to do. If I do a good status, I made one change here to the Twitch chat manager. The Twitch chat manager is still under development, so I had to tweak. One little thing I changed this was if command equals priv message, and now I'm just checking if a message is set, then it's definitely a message event. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. So let me just commit that real quick. Git add dot get status. Get. Hey Tyreek, thanks for popping by, man. Git commit -m. Git push origin. No, I really do appreciate it. Like, I worry that streaming on the reg, I never say on the reg except for on the stream, which is really weird. But regularly streaming, I'm worried that people get tired of me. But I enjoy streaming, and hopefully people find it entertaining. Okay, so if I remember correctly, if we do a git log, I was working towards stubbing out this update system. So I think now actually the game it runs, and we are passing in the delta, the current time minus the old time. Maybe I should refactor that. Yeah, maybe let me rename this so it makes more sense. So this is last time. That way, it just, I guess, like semantically, it makes more sense. And then I'm curious, in the scene.update, I'm getting all my shortcut keys mixed up. Okay, so here, I just want to do a real quick, I'm going to print time. I'm curious, like, what kind of 1 over time? That should be FPS, right? Game or Python game.py. Oh, division by 0. Wow, is it really that? Wow. Okay, let's just print time then. I didn't think it would be that fast. Position this so you can see what I'm typing. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty darn quick. There's not really a lot to display there. Okay, cool. So that seems to be working. We get pretty small delta t's, but that's okay. I think TDL has a way of frame locking or yeah, frame limiting, so we can actually get like usable deltas. That might be something I look to in the future if I get strange behavior. Yeah, so cool. Tyreek says that the last stream got my interest all peaked about where I'm taking this next, trying to think about how I'll organize the more traditional roguelike that I eventually want to make. Yeah. No, this is also like, this is me kind of working through like traditional roguelike stuff that I like. Because I work on Delver, which is roguelike adjacent, roguelike, however you want to call it. There are definitely elements of it in there, but this is my attempt at making something a little bit more in the roguelike vein. But now that I've added Twitch chat support, like it's slowly, it's of course meandering off course. But yeah, I appreciate that. Cool. And Felix is jumping to my rescue with being able to limit the frame count. So let's just go ahead and do that. So up here, when I init TDL, TDL set font, TDL init, and then like he's saying TDL.set FPS, the max frame rate, let's just say 30. I mean, we don't need it to be that fast. And now we should be able to run it. And yeah, there we go. That looks right. Beautiful. My concern is if it runs too fast, a lot of the delta T's we were getting are 0. And in effect, that means usually like if you do like the math to try to figure out like for animations and stuff, if you're multiplying by 0, you're not doing anything. So it's like updates we don't really need to be making. Cool. That's all right. I can now, let me jump back to here. And I was just making sure that it was behaving the way I thought it was. And now let's work on this whole update thing, because I want to differentiate between like an update and a tick, where update is basically like doing animations and kind of doing like per frame stuff, and then tick is kind of doing like per turn stuff. Maybe that's a way to think about it. So let's also do, so I have the level. I think the level is 40 by 30, but I think I want to make it smaller. What does my level signature look like? Width and height. And it just, does it blit itself? Or blitz. So draw self.data. Yeah, so what I want to do is, hey Avram, thank you for stopping by, man. No worries. I mean, that's the nice thing about me streaming every weekday, is that if you miss one, it's not a big deal. Thanks for dropping by. Cool. So what I want to do is I think I want to change this level object to also have an X and a Y. So I necessarily don't always want to draw it in the top left. And then self.x equals X, self.y equals Y. Draw console.blit. I think console.blit takes in several params. I think I can do self.data xy. Is that right? Let me pull up in the. It's always a good idea to have the docs on hand. So Python TDL docs. There we go. This top one's what I want. Cool. Yeah, 9 p.m. is probably way more convenient for. That's true. I guess for the folks over in Europe and those time zones, it's probably way more convenient to do this in the evening rather than. For me, it's in the middle of the workday, so I catch, I guess, fewer Americans, but that's okay. This is just my fun lunch break thing. TDL. I want console.blit is the method I'm interested in. Interesting, Felix. That's an interesting suggestion. Blit. Yeah, so it's self-source x0, y0. Cool. Yeah, so that's, I want to do that. And then if I check into, I think it was my scene.py, that's where the level's created. Yep, I'm just right for the time being. I'm going to put it at 0, 0, and that should have the exact same behavior. So now if I run it again, it should look exactly the same. Or break, X is not defined. Yep. Oh, Joshua. Let's just fix that real quick. This program. Yeah, I guess I've become way too reliant on autocomplete to. There we go. So maybe this little series can also help me break me of some of my bad habits, so I can draw all the way to the top left corner, which is what I was worried about. Yep, this all seems to be copacetic. What I want to do now is put like that little. I want to draw a window and put the level on top of it. So in the scene, I could do something like. So I think I'm adding this player window here. I could just do a very basic for the time being. Oh, player window. Hey, apologizing. I'd have to change the ordering of that a little bit. I could just add the level also. I think the level, is there anything special? Handle events, draw. It could be entity like, I suppose. That would probably be a fine thing. Let me see. Yeah, because right now the level is kind of a special case, but if I just did something like level equals level and self.entities.append level, as long as it has a draw, a handle events, and updates, it's probably okay. Also, I should probably keep this self because I think for some collision detection, I grabbed the self.level, but I can just get rid of these explicit things here. That should be okay. And does level have an update? I think that's what it might be missing. Let's take a look at our level class. I don't think it does. Let's just really quickly stub one out. So it should just be a basic def update and time. And we can just pass. Okay. And let's just fire it up and see what errors I get. Whoa. Takes one position, argument 2 are given. Scene.py 47. Oh, yep. I did it again, didn't I? I did it again. There we go. Yeah, I swear that PyCharm has spoiled me because it just drops in selves all over the place, and I just don't think about it anymore. Okay, so this should be interesting. Oh, because I didn't move it, did I? Scene, if I move it to 1, 1. Yeah, there we go. Cool, and then let's make it 38 by 28. Reddit Origin Game says, am I using a framework or am I just coding vanilla Python? So I am using TDL, which is a Python binding for libtcod. But here are this API reference for it, and you can see there's not really, there's like maybe a couple classes, maybe half a dozen classes, and then just a few functions. So it's really pretty lightweight. I'm also using a package that I'm writing in parallel to this to handle the Twitch integration, and that is out on my GitHub if you want to have easy Python Twitch integration. Thank you, Bluestone. That's very kind of you to say. Yeah, I'm trying to make this is just trying to take an hour each day to do something weird and creative that it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of spoiling myself, I guess. self. So let's just do a w equals window. No. From UI import window. Okay, and then let's say w equals window and 0, 0. This is a 40 by 30. And I think that should just work. Self dot entities dot append w. Let's see. Cool. I think I need to make it not as wide though. Let's make it is apparently 29. And title equals lunch break RL. Oh, it is way too big. It needs to be 40 minus 11, I think is how wide that is. Nope. What am I goofing up here? Oh, psh. One, I changed the wrong dimension. So this is the height, which needs to be 30, I guess? That didn't seem to change anything. And then 29, apparently? Nope. Cool. So how far do you take the Twitch plays aspect? Yeah, no, that's also a good point. That's also been bugging me too, Felix. I'll fix that out as well. So the player window it's 10 by 30. Let's make it 11. Let's put it at 29, and then let's that should do that. Okay. The level, I need to make the width maybe 30. Well, width way smaller. So this is 29. This needs to be something like 28. Red Origin Game says, nice, really like the style you have going on. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad people are into what I'm doing. So it looks like this is still the getting some weird behavior on the drawing. Oh, because I need to translate that. Yeah. Okay, so this is still too wide. The window, pretty sure that's width and let's player window. I want the level to be 27. Oh yeah, because there's a bar on each side, Joshua. Come on. There we go. So if you notice, we're offset by 1, so we have to translate that in our little editor. But this should be okay. Let's fix that in the level.py. Pause. Yeah, so what we have to do here is event cell, and then pause equals pause at 0, pause at 1, and this is minus self.x, I believe, and minus self.y. If you're, yeah, I think that's the correct direction on that math. It could be wrong. Yeah, so TDL has an interesting behavior that if you go beyond the limits of it, it'll wrap, which is entertaining. Okay, so let's fix that. So real quick, I just need to check here. So this is in a event type. So if pause not in self.data, or pause in. So we just need to check for containment real quick, and then we can do our stuff. And that should fix that weird wrapping issue. Nope, it is not. Oh, I think I need to do the translation before I actually. Yeah, let's try that. There we go. That straightened that out. Cool. Nice. So this is a good prototype. I think I also want to have like the timer down here. That's what we're working towards, is having that kind of the real-time thing going on. So let's go ahead and I guess I can put that there. Let me make a class to hold the I guess the main window or the level window. Also these real quick. This should be. I'm just adding this glob pattern to ignore some Python stuff that pops up in my editor. This is not part of the source repo. This is just me configuring my VS Code environment or my VS Code editor. Okay, cool. So yeah, new UI element. It's going to be called, I guess, level window, for lack of a more imaginative name. Let's split this out and take a peek on how our player window looks, because it's going to be super similar. Let's pull it over there. And then it's just going to be a class level window, which is a window.window, which we need to import from UI import window. There we go. You need to have a constructor. Let's just copy this. Actually, if we're not doing anything special, we can just leave that. We don't need to redefine the constructor if we're not doing anything special. So I think we just right now we just need to do def draw, self and console, pass, def update. I think I need that, right? Or no, def handle events, self and event, pass. I think I do need updates. I do. I think I'm pretty sure I do. I think the other window should have it as well, unless the window has its own update. I might not need to do. Bluestone says, I just discovered how great Pygame is. It's fun making a game. Yeah, no, it's cool when you find something that clicks with you, and the process of creation itself becomes enjoyable. Yeah, Python to me, it's a pretty effortless programming language, but just find the one that clicks with you. 12, I think this has an update. Yeah. So right now, I guess I don't need to redefine this per se. I just want to have, well, let's just leave it like. It doesn't need to handle events, but probably will need to update to show the progress bar. I want to have a progress bar from UI import progress bar, and then definitely, I guess I do need a constructor because I want to have a member variable that is a progress bar. Okay, so we're just calling the constructor of this the base or the superclass, and let's self.progress bar equals progress bar, and this takes in an X and a Y and all kinds of crazy stuff. So the X should be, how do I do this? I need to position it. let me just see if I can get it working. So 0 and then height, and let's say 10, and let's say max is 10, and the color is FG, or no, import palette. Palette dot, I like bright red for some odd reason. I'll leave it at that. And do I need anything else on this? Max and color. And I think the window has a children. Yeah, it does have a child. So what we need to do, instead of passing, we need to do a super dot draw console. That should work. I don't think I need the other syntax. I think this is Python 3. I can just do this, but we'll see. Update time. Is the game going to be free or will it cost money? This thing I'm working on right now is totally free. And I have a GitHub repo for it. It's at github.com/joshua_skelly/lunch-break-rl. And yeah, it's open source. I'm not sure how long I'm going to develop this, but it's a fun lunchtime project, and there's no commitments. It's not a product; it's a project, which is kind of a different thing, Okay, so draw super, and then actually I think if I add this to the Windows children, that should be enough actually. So I can just say self.children.append self.progressbar, and then do I even need this? Let me see. Hopefully, Joshua. Let me see. Python game.py. I do not see my progress bar, which is not great. Yeah, where is it going? Draw order, that could be. It should be the only child of this. Should, I mean, that's a big, I mean, that's a should, right? Because then the draw here just calls yeah, actually that might not. So what this does is this draw method, for all of its children, it draws its children to itself, and then it draws itself out to the console. No, I'm blending myself to the console. So I draw the children to myself, and I draw myself to the console. So it's probably not a bad idea to do something like, where's my scene.py? Scene game.py. Console.clear. So yeah, so maybe calling a .clear is probably not a bad idea either. In window, so on the beginning of the draw, I'll just do a self.data.clear. I don't think it's necessary, but yeah, it's all right. Ephraim says, wait, where does it draw itself? So again, interesting. So it draws itself in update. Yeah, that's not a good place to do. So let me move this code out of update. I think this was a temp thing. So let's cut that, and then let's put it down here. Yeah, that's a good code cleanup. Here we go. There we go, but we still have a missing progress bar. So I can't, I'm worried, let me see, let me just not, let me not add the level to the scene. It's still not showing up. I can explicitly draw it, I suppose. Let me try over here in this level window in the draw. Self dot progress bar dot draw, and yeah, it's gonna be off though. Self dot data. It's not gonna work either. So let's put it up here in 0, 0. Yeah, so something's going on. Okay, so this is scene. Layer window. Oh, duh. So this level window, we should probably actually use it, right? Let's get rid of that, and then down here instead of window, we need to have level. Nope. Window dot level window. There we go. There we go. Then maybe this stuff isn't as broken as I thought. There we go. Yeah, you have to love love the computer doing exactly what you tell it to do, even if what you're telling it to do is wrong. Okay, so we can go ahead and add this back. So basically, what I'm doing here is I'm drawing the box and then I'm putting the level on top of it. Is all I'm really doing. There's quite a bit of overdraw, but I don't think it's that big a deal. Hopefully, it's not a big deal. Yeah, so now I just want to center up this this little progress bar. Yep. Okay, so this is width divided by 2 minus 5. Progress bar. Let's real quick. Let's make a progress bar. Width equals 10, and then this is just. Also, let's make this integer division, just to be clean. And then this is progress bar width, and this is just arbitrary. It could be any number, really. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah. Cool. Cool. So now what I want to do is have this thing move. Also, I think the color is wrong. I think red implies like health or something, so maybe make it white or yellow. Let's try that. So progress bar and bright yellow. So def update. We have a time, and we want to do something with that, right? We want to say we want to decrease the progress bar. So we want to so I'm getting, so time is in seconds. So seconds equals time times 1,000, because I should be getting milliseconds in. Cool. Yeah, I didn't. Thanks, Felix. I didn't know how smart the TDL or the libtcog blitz stuff is, but if it's that smart, then yeah, it's still pretty darn quick. Seconds. I think as progress bar, it has a width. So something like this is already in terms of seconds. What am I thinking? Progress bar dot width equals progress bar dot width plus time modulo progress bar dot height. This is all jacked up. I really need to think about what I'm doing. Okay, so I have 100 ticks, but that's just arbitrary. I want it to be 1.5 seconds, or like 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds, I want to go between 0 and 100. So 100 ticks per 1 second. Progress bar width is in percentage? No, progress bar is in terms of max, if that makes sense. That might, yeah. So you have a on the progress bar you have a just a width or a max value and a current value. Hey, Maker Images. I'm good. Thanks for stopping by, man. How are you? Self dot time equals 0. Self dot time plus equals time. This should just give us the seconds since we started. And then if I do self dot time modulo self dot progress bar dot max value, that should give me between this is 100 seconds, but that's okay. V equals this, and self dot progress bar dot current value equals V. Let's see what that does. Did I break the world? So that shouldn't make it go away. That's suspicious. There we go. Wait, that's weird. I don't know what that's all about. It might be, let's do this, repositories / URL, and then I think I need to maybe in my progress bar, self.width, where am I using this, self.width, w equals this times, I think this is the only place I use it, right? Let me audit this real quick. Self.width, so let's just say int of self.width. So it doesn't complain about that. Python king.py. Be invalid syntax. Where did I? Oh, let's see what they're saying. There we go. It's, oh, that yellow is, The yellow with the white is awful, and it's, yeah, it was so bad. So maybe it would be nice to set a foreground color on the progress bar as well. And it immediately goes away. It's curious. There's no issues. Hmm. This is bizarre. Let me try to think. So if I just manually set it in the update and not do anything, so the current value equals 50. Does that still break? No, that's fine. Okay. Oh, if it's something small, does that break? Yeah, because I think the way I'm doing it is not super great. I think I did it quick and dirty. Range of W. So current value, so this is 0 over. Yeah, so this is not right. I should do the whole width, and yeah. Yeah, these are cryptic too. So let's say this is width equals. Actually, I think I'm already doing an int here, so maybe that I don't need. Maybe this is just extraneous. Control V. Actually, I already have self.width. I already know what that is. I don't need to redefine that. This is the bar width. For I in range self.width, the character I want is this. So that's yeah, or that, and then b equals bg equals self.color. Actually equals yeah, there's no, how do I want to do this? For the time being, we could just say it's 0 0 0, and if I less than bar width bg equals self.color. And then I can just pass in bg. So now it's drawing, but it's not quite right. So I wanted to draw characters for the first. Well, I always want to draw characters, and then I want to draw the bar underneath. Yeah. So this should be in the width. That's okay. The character I'm drawing is space. Otherwise, I'm drawing the string, which we construct up here. This is I less than bar width. So yeah, let me just try leaving it like that. Draw care. Oh, how about this? BG equals BG. That seems, because I said it because this arg was actually the foreground and not the background, which is probably a good thing to keep track of. There we go. There we go. That seems to be better behavior. And then over here, if I set the value to say 25. There we go. It seems to be looking correct. Let me just make sure. Let me go through some other values. So like 75. Actually, let me go to 100. It's seeming to be a little wonky, but that's fine. Maybe it's just the text is throwing me off because the text isn't centered, you know? Okay, that's all right. That seems to be all right. Yeah, that's a good point too. If we exceed it, does it care? What does it do? It doesn't care. It just shows the text. Yeah, it only draws to the width of the width of itself, so that value doesn't really matter. So v, what does that do? V is not defined. Just nope, not right now. Close window. Oh, I didn't uncomment it because I'm moving faster than my hands are moving faster than my brain, or the other way around, one of those two. Okay, so that's ticking up the seconds. Yep. I also want to only display the integer value on the progress bar. So let's do that. And let me see. It's counting up to 100 seconds, so if I multiply, let's see, that should be, multiply it by 10, that should be 10 seconds, right? Yeah, so oh yeah, because I didn't, yeah, it's not contained within the modulo. Self-thought time times 10 modulo, there we go. Cool. Yeah, so basically this is going to be the timer I use to indicate when the next I think it might, Felix, I think I might have an option to remove the text from a progress bar if you don't necessarily want it. And then let me see. I want this, so I want this to sync up to Twitch, basically. Well, let's update our progress bar, I suppose. Let's say self. Did I not close that out? There we go. Show text equals true, and then here and self.show text. There we go. So now here I can say self.progress bar.show text equals false. Cool. There we go. And then I need to figure out, so 10 seconds times 100 would be 1 second, right? That's 100. So this would be a 1 second timer. And it never seems to. Is there an equals thing here? Progress bar. Maybe it just happened so fast. There we go. Nice. I don't want 1 second. I want 1.5 seconds, I think, is what Twitch has it set to. So instead of multiplying by 100, I need to multiply by I can do the math on this, right? 100 over x equals 1.5. 100 over 1.5. Is that right? Uh, 95.23. Oh man, that's so hard to tell. Make your images. Hopefully everything's all right, buddy. Hopefully it's not so bad. Take care, Bluestone. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I think we're at a good spot here. I think. Let me see. I think. So basically what I want to do is whenever this hit goes over, once it fills up, I want to emit a tick, and everything listening to that will take their action. And also, maybe, does it make sense for it to go the other direction? Yeah, I think going up is okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let me just commit my changes real quick before I get out of here. So git status. Lots of changes. Okay. Man. Yeah. So git add dot. Git commit commit dash m. Working on turn counter. Git push origin. Git tag, and then this is, so the next one is gonna be episode 9. So git tag dash a ep 9 dash m episode 9. Git push origin tags. And I think we should be set. Yeah, I think I'll put the game back up and we'll play a little bit for the last few remaining minutes. I'm trying to keep this stream basically every lunch during the weekday. And I've done it for 2 weeks now, which is pretty cool. I guess this week I did miss a few because my son was sick and I had to, he was staying home and I had to take care of him. But he is doing better, which is great. So I will see you folks on Monday with more of the Lunch Break Roguelike. If you'd like to hang out with me on Sunday, I'll be working on Delver, and that is a more art based stream. So if you want to see pixel art and 3D art, you can catch up with me on Sunday. If not, have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.